2 The Redline Productions proudly presents today's 2 The Redline review was made possible in part by
Hey YouTube. Well, today let's take a look at this 2012 Dodge Avenger. Now, if you guys remember from my old channel, I actually did a video on a 2011 Avenger, but I thought I would give this car a second chance as I wasn't too happy with that 2011 model. But anyways, this one's a 2012. Redline red is the exterior color, which is quite befitting for this company's name. It's kind of interesting, actually. I didn't realize they called it Redline red. But this one is an SXT 4-cylinder with the 6-speed automatic transmission. Not necessarily the combo I would love to drive, but I did complain that the V6 had too much power for the car. It torque steered actually a lot. And while the 4-cylinder doesn't have the power of the 6, it doesn't have the torque steer of it, or the jaggedy nature of it, or the raggedy pull of it. But I mean, I kind of missed that. At the same time, this car is a lot easier to drive. 2011 is actually when they updated the Avenger, in case you guys forgot. This one is with the LED taillights, the new front end, the redesigned interior is probably the biggest thing that you'll notice. Now, the Avenger is available in 4 trims. There's the base SE, which I would avoid because it has a 4-speed automatic. There's the SXT, like this one, with the 4-cylinder 6-speed automatic. And then there's the SXT Plus, which has the V6 and 6-speed automatic. And then there's the RT. Now, the Avenger's styling, it just has a very manly look to it as compared to the 200 sibling. Definitely, Dodge designed this car to appeal more to guys who needed a family sedan. And unfortunately, while they did do a really good job, there's just certain things about the vehicle that still scream about the old nature of the car. I mean, if I wanted to give a car the best award for most improved or most improved award, this car would be it. They just have a lot of competition, stiff competition that they're trying to deal with, so it's kind of difficult to give this car the full recommendation from me. Coming to the interior, this one does have a contrasting black and beige interior, so actually it makes the cabin look much better. Now, the key for the vehicle is kind of Chrysler's old school key. It's not their newer system, or it doesn't have any push button start or anything, so you can tell it's an older design. I did criticize the font for being ugly. I still think it doesn't look that great, but it is legible, and the interior in this car is just a huge improvement. The window is driver's side automatic down only. It's not automatic up. That's a little disappointing. The dashboard, though, is nice. It's all soft touch screening. Everything fits together pretty well. You still have this blocky, dated looking head unit here, which Chrysler just needs to replace. The steering wheel is one of the areas where they did improve a lot. I like the smooth leather that's on it. It's got a really fat rim. The door panels are soft touch plastic on the upper portion here, and it's soft touch leather down here with cloth padding. It's all hard plastic down here. It's a tad on the sharp side. The SXT also includes automatic climate control. However, it is just a single zone. Most competitors offer a dual zone automatic climate control, and you can see this one is the 6-speed automatic. It looks like a 4-speed just because it only has 3 and L, like a 4-speed, but it is a 6-speed automatic. Typical on all Chrysler products, you do have your steering wheel audio controls on the back, which is not necessarily where I prefer to place them. In terms of the rest of the center console, you have a sliding adjustable armrest here, so that's very nice. You have your power port in there. You have a USB or auxiliary input right there. I'm trying to find the USB. I'm not sure if this car has one. It's a possibility that it does not have one, so that is partly where the car shows its age slightly, as I don't believe it has a USB input, but it does give you satellite radio, so that was a nice thing, but it does not have Bluetooth. That's the other thing I'm noticing, and this car does lack Bluetooth wireless phone technology. Coming to the back seat, this is another place where the Avenger falls down a little bit. It's got a smaller back seat than its competition. The bench is what I'm noticing is very low. Legroom is decent. There's good foot-room here. You can get pretty far back. Visibility back here is pretty small. It's just this design here for the looks on the outside makes visibility out here hard to see out, especially for small children. It is soft touch right here, so they didn't skimp on the backseat passengers. And you do have a nice armrest right here with cup holders and a pass-through, but no adjustable headrest. You can see that it's a little bit more of a dated design because it doesn't have adjustable headrest. The trunk for this vehicle has somewhat of a small opening because of the strut-type hinges. It's got a pretty high load floor as well. You do have your spare tire under there, temporary spare. But in terms of everything else, definitely cars in the other class give you much more trunk room than this. nothing special really under the hood. This is just Chrysler's 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine. Makes 173 horsepower and about 166 foot-pounds of torque. I remember this engine was a collaboration with Mitsubishi and Hyundai. Those companies, I believe, have moved on, but Chrysler's still using this engine. It's nothing really special. The V6 is probably the motor I would probably go with just because of the displacement, although sometimes I did say it is an overkill. Gas mileage is at 2131, about average for the class, a little bit behind average actually. Alright, so for those of you in the market for a cheaper mid-size sedan, let's take a look at how this 2012 Avenger drives. Now, I have driven the old Avenger 4-cylinder with the 4-speed automatic, and I gotta tell you, please avoid that car. This one is much better with the 6-speed auto. They definitely improved these engines' responsiveness over the 4-speed auto. I mean, 2 extra gears will definitely do that for you. It's a very easy car to drive. The visibility, this pillar's pretty thick. It's nothing really special in terms of driving the car, but with the kind of incentives and warranty that Dodge offers, I guess I can't really fault somebody for buying this car. Personally, for myself, I would still choose a Fusion, the current one, as opposed to this car. But some people actually prefer the styling of this car, which has kind of got like a manliness to it. Front wheels will still chirp a little bit. Surprisingly, for a 6-speed auto, it feels like a 4-speed in the way that it's geared, but it's quiet in here. I never noticed just how quiet in here. It's very quiet. The ride is a little on the floaty side, and the steering, Fusion definitely has better steering in terms of the responsiveness, but it's not bad. This car is really just not bad. I mean, it's kind of just like middle of the road. I mean, Chrysler, they did what they had to do. They had to improve a car that was falling way behind in the class. They kind of brought it up to class status, but definitely a new model is supposed to be replacing this car. But if you guys choose this car, I definitely can't fault you. It's a really good value. I mean, it's cheap. That's the reason why you would buy this car, is it's cheap, or for some reason you like the styling. It's really to each their own. But when you're driving, and normally, let's start accelerating again from this light, you can feel that this is a 6-speed auto. This is where I notice it's a 6-speed auto. The shifts are much smoother. They're closer together than the 4-speed auto was. And overall, it's just a kind of meh car to me. But the price. This is all about the money when you're buying a car. But for the money, I mean, they've done good jobs with the interior. But anyways, guys, you know, the family sedan market's like a hugely competitive segment. It's really to your own taste and like if you want to purchase this car. Personally, for myself, I think there's better choices, but I'm not going to tell you not to buy it. So thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys later.
Yeah, here's some legal stuff for you. The views and opinions expressed in the following video may not necessarily reflect those of the title holding automotive dealer or the entity they represent. All videos are filmed with permission by a professional driver on a set course with the collaboration and assistance of local law enforcement authorities. Do not attempt. Logos and brandings of vehicle manufacturers, dealerships, and online social media sites are the sole property of their respective representation used with permission. The The Redline logo, soundtrack, and web resources, as well as all other associated media, are copyrighted intellectual property of The Redline LLC. All rights reserved.